What's up, Dramacast Nation? We're kicking things off with a story that's got everyone talking: the unbelievable assassination of Charlie Kirk. This event has sent shockwaves across the country, sparking outrage and a massive debate about political violence and its aftermath. We're breaking down the immediate fallout and the intense reactions that followed this shocking crime. But the story doesn't end there. Following Charlie Kirk's death, a new battleground has emerged: social media. We're diving deep into the controversy surrounding accountability versus cancel culture, as supporters of Charlie Kirk target his critics online, leading to a firestorm of debate about free speech and consequences. Is it justice, or is it something more sinister? And the drama intensifies. We're asking the big question: has the political right embraced cancel culture in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murder? We'll explore the accusations, the defenses, and the complex moral landscape that's developing. Plus, we've got insights into the motive behind the assassination and disturbing reports of a bomb threat at a vigil. This is getting wild. Finally, we're digging into the deep roots of cancellation itself. Is this a new phenomenon, or are we seeing echoes of historical methods of silencing dissent? We'll explore the chilling similarities between modern-day cancel culture and institutions like the Inquisition and the issuance of fatwas, examining how ideas and behaviors are controlled. You do not want to miss this breakdown. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment. The killing of Charlie Kirk ignites a firestorm of retaliation. The assassination of Charlie Kirk has plunged the nation into a state of shock and grief, but for many of his ardent supporters, that grief has quickly morphed into a fervent desire for retribution. In the wake of his death, a massive online movement has emerged, aiming to identify and punish anyone who has expressed anti-Kirk sentiments. This isn't just about mourning. It's about an unprecedented cancellation campaign targeting critics, with figures like Rep. Clay Higgins and Stephen Miller reportedly leading the charge to silence dissent. This wave of retaliation is raising urgent questions about the line between accountability and the very cancel culture that many on the right have long decried. Public reaction has been sharply divided. While some are calling for unity and a rejection of political violence, others are doubling down, seeking to purge perceived enemies from public life. The sheer scale of this movement, with conservative influencers compiling watch lists and Vice President J.D. Vance encouraging action, highlights a disturbing trend of weaponizing grief for political ends. Critics argue this is a dangerous escalation, while supporters see it as a necessary response to perceived disrespect and a defense of Kirk's legacy. But is this wave of online fury truly about accountability, or has the right adopted the very tactics they so vehemently oppose? We'll explore the fine line between justice and vengeance in the digital age. Then, prepare for a deep dive into the shadowy world of influence and power as we investigate a shocking lawsuit targeting scientists who questioned climate change alarmism. Accountability, or cancel culture, the digital battlefield after Charlie Kirk's death. In the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination, a fierce debate has erupted over the nature of online discourse and the consequences for speech. Supporters of Kirk have launched a concerted social media campaign, reporting critics to their employers and demanding accountability for negative comments or perceived celebrations of his death. This has led to individuals facing professional repercussions and even threats, igniting a firestorm over whether these actions constitute legitimate accountability or a dangerous escalation of cancel culture. The repercussions are tangible, with public employees in Ohio facing investigations and private citizens targeted by online campaigns. While some, like Rachel Coyle, a progressive activist who spoke out against Kirk, describe the experience as terrifying and indicative of cancel culture. Others, like Hillary Jackson of Moms for Liberty, frame it as necessary accountability. Law professor Raymond Koo notes that private employers are not bound by the First Amendment, complicating the legal landscape for those targeted. The resignation of Fairview Park City Council President Michael Kilbane after a controversial comment underscores the intense pressure and public scrutiny at play, highlighting the complex and often contentious intersection of free speech, public figures, and online accountability. This digital conflict raises profound questions about the future of free expression. Could these tactics stifle legitimate criticism and dissent? Stay tuned as we unpack the broader implications. Next, we confront a different kind of controversy: a lawsuit aiming to silence scientists who dared to question the prevailing narrative on climate change. Right turns right, embracing cancel culture post-Kirk. Following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a critical question is emerging. Has the political right, long a vocal critic of cancel culture, begun to adopt its very methods? Glenn Beck and his guests are dissecting this complex issue, exploring how the response to Kirk's death is being framed as a form of accountability by some, while others see it as a clear embrace of cancel culture. The program delves into the alleged motives behind Kirk's assassination, including connections to transgender individuals and potential foreign influence, adding layers of intrigue and conspiracy to the narrative. Adding to the shock, 2 individuals were arrested for allegedly planting a bomb near a news van covering a vigil for Kirk, underscoring the volatile atmosphere surrounding the event. The discussion also highlights disturbing social media posts that may have foreshadowed the assassination. Guests like Bill O'Reilly and Liz Wheeler weigh in, offering perspectives on how Kirk confronted evil and questioning sympathy for the suspect's family. This episode probes the hypocrisy and the evolving landscape of public discourse, particularly concerning individuals who celebrated Kirk's death, raising the stakes in an already charged political climate. This debate cuts to the core of modern political discourse. But how does this compare to historical methods of silencing dissent? We'll explore that in our next segment. And later, stick around for a lightning round recap of all today's top stories and our full call to action. Cancellation, Inquisition, and fatwa, the historical echoes of silencing dissent. Is modern cancel culture merely a new iteration of age-old methods used to control thought and behavior? This deep dive explores the chilling parallels between contemporary online shaming and historical mechanisms like the Spanish Inquisition and Islamic fatwas. The analysis argues that cancellation, defined as the prohibition or silencing of ideas for nonconformity, is never legitimate, standing in stark contrast to genuine accountability, which involves argumentation and proportionality. The piece meticulously details the Inquisition's procedures: anonymous accusations, lack of adversarial proceedings, the use of torture, and severe punishments like exile and confiscation, drawing parallels to the public shaming and professional ruin seen in modern cancel culture. Similarly, it examines fatwas, exploring how religious interpretations can be used for social control, albeit with less centralization than the Inquisition. The author posits that both cancel culture and the Inquisition share a common thread of centralized power, whether institutional or driven by the digital crowd, leading to a swift, often unappealable condemnation that instills social terror and aims to eliminate influence. This historical lens provides a stark warning about the potential for new forms of societal and political control emerging from our digital interactions. These historical parallels are a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked condemnation. But what does this mean for our current society? We'll wrap up with a quick recap and your chance to get involved. Don't go anywhere. All right, DramaCast fam, let's do a lightning round recap. We covered the shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk and the intense backlash that followed, delved into the fiery debate over cancel culture versus accountability online, questioned whether the right has embraced cancel culture, and explored the historical parallels between modern silencing tactics and the Inquisition. Phew, that was a lot. If you want more deep dives like this, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to DramaCast for all your breaking news and analysis, and ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when we drop new videos. And hey, let us know your thoughts on these stories in the comments below. Follow us on all our socials to stay connected. We'll see you in the next one.